Hey guys, back with you on my layout out in the garage. Gonna have a quick review for you, but first I've got a couple questions that people have been asking that I mean to get answered for you here today. First question is, when I do my reviews, people want to know what's my thought process and what I decide to do a review. It doesn't really matter what kind of things I do a review on. Whatever I have, or even things I buy to resell later, I'll do a review on. Like, I'm a modern modeling kind of guy. I do modern excursions, modern freight, and today my review is going to be on a MTH Erie Triplex. So the review doesn't have to necessarily match what I do for modeling. Sometimes I just buy products to keep them for a while, use them for resale value, or just because I think they're neat. So without further ado, let's go on to this review, which is the MTH HO scale Triplex Erie cab number 5015. One of the really neat things about this is that it has wheels on the tender, and that's part of the reason they call it a triplex, is because it has 3 sets of wheels on this engine here. This engine was produced a few years ago, so they're very hard to get a hold of. That's why I went ahead and decided to buy this one, because of it's hard to get a hold of. The MSRP was $5.99, and that is the price that they go for usually on eBay or more. I've seen one 5014, I believe, go for $1,100. Now, I was lucky and was able to purchase this for $400, so that's why I decided to do it more as an investment, or as something, that's neat, unique to keep. So let's go over some of the details of this engine. Now, the first thing you might see is that it has a operating headlight. That's obviously very standard. It also has smoke, obviously. And MTH, even though this was produced a few years ago, has the chuffing smoke. So I'll show you that. So that works very well. Also, the level of detail on this engine is very, very nice. For MTH, one of their first HO products to come out, it's very nice. Front coupler is broken. That was done in shipping. I'll replace that, no problem. But obviously a lot of sounds. You can hear the gears, or the drivers, going in and out of sync with the 3 different sets of wheels. That's another thing MTH has done on most of their engines, which is a great thing. Let's check out the sounds on here. Here's the bell. Very realistic sounding bell. Probably one of the best bells I've heard on a MTH model. And when you turn it off, it actually subtly goes off. It doesn't just stop abruptly. It's like the bell slowing down its motion. Also, the horn, the whistle, I should say, on steam engines. That doesn't have much bass in it, but it sounds pretty good and close to the prototype. You got to keep in mind, these steam engines were out, I believe, in the 30s or 40s, or maybe even earlier. I'm not very familiar with the prototype, but I have seen videos with them, ones that I guess are refurbished or whatever, and sounds pretty close to the actual whistle. So this thing has pretty good speed, pretty good detail, very good engine. However, one thing I need to mention is I've seen reports of this thing having problems on, it absolutely cannot do 18-inch curves. 20-inch curves I've heard problems on, so you might want to check your specs for what the curves are. I haven't done all my homework yet. There's 28 functions through a DCC decoder. Like I said, a very nice engine indeed. Great value for its original MSRP. Maybe still a good value for what you can get it for on eBay. What I got it for was an outstanding value. So here, just showing you some details of the work. You got the bell there that's free swinging. Actually came off in shipment. I'll put it back on. You got roof vents, coal in the coal tender, obviously. And then let's take a side look here at some of the great detail of this engine. like I said, 3 sets of driving wheels, one on the tender, which is very rare. Like I said, that's why it's called the Triplex. Now in the O scale model, smoke actually comes out of this rear, the tender, but on this one, chuffing smoke only comes out on the front there, so out of the smokestack. Anyway, great product. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, be sure to email me about them. Getting a little view of my garage ceiling there while I set this tripod back in its correct direction. But great product, great features for the product, and overall very nice. So if you can get your hands on one of these for less than 500 bucks, I would definitely call it an investment thing. And you know, if you just want one, pick one up if you can find it. Very rare. They come in several different numbers, and I've found that the one that sells for the highest price seems to be the 5014, which is the matte shea, is what it says on the cab. Those have had really good track record on eBay for breaking that $1,000 mark. So if you can get a hold of one of these for an investment opportunity, I say go for it. Other than that, great engine if you model that era, or if you just want it because you think it's cool. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the Athearn versus MTH review shortly, probably in the next week or so. So I also got a question about that on my email. It's pretty simple. As soon as Athearn releases an SD78 that I can get my hands on, I'll have it and I'll do a review for you. If that's BNSF, fine. I'll buy a BNSF so that you guys can have a review on the SD78s. Even though I don't really want a BNSF, I'll buy one for that review. And I might keep a hold of it because I'll be modeling the Midwest, which has BNSF around. Eventually I'll get myself on a UP flag one though, because that's what I really want. But review with the versus, kind of like iPhone versus Droid or whatever, I'll do a setup for that. And I'll pull out a chart and we'll go down sound, DCC functions, speed, all these different areas. I'll get them set up and do a really in-depth review for you guys, so look forward to that. Alright, well thanks for watching, and keep watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate your time.